Hello, my dear students. Myself, Sheikh Gurnaz. I hope you all are fine. I'm your teacher of social science. Now, I am here with the topic of local government for the student of 8th standard, and it is a part of social science. It comes under political science. Students, in this chapter, you are going to learn the importance of forming of local government, the objectives and functions of local government, the formation, administration, responsibilities and duties of local government. Students, these are the main things you are going to learn. Firstly, here in every point you can see the local government is there. Here in this chapter, the important thing is all about local government. Let us see about what is the importance about this. So, the concept of local government in India is very old. Student, walking through the Chola Empire, Chola dynasty, one of the ancient kingdoms of India, gave importance to the growth of local self-government. The history, the introduction, the starting point of local government, student, it is a very old concept of India. So, the Chola dynasty, one of the ancient kingdom of India, gave importance to the growth of self-government. So, the British Viceroy, Lord Ripton, tabled the bill on local government in 1882. He is a person you can see is on the screen. This bill enabled the formation of the local government. Hence, Lord Ripton is considered as the father of local government in India. Before, what happened, students, when he kept the bill on the table about local government, no one is ready to accept that. No one is ready to follow. So, this bill enabled the formation of local government. The bill he passed that was enabled to form the government. So hence, Lord Ripton is considered as the father of local government in India. So the Act of 1919 and 1935 passed by the British provided more powers to local self-governing institutions in India. These are the two main years during which students, the British passed or provided more powers to local self-governing institutions in India. To realize the dream Grama Swarajya of our father of nation, the government of India adopted a direction was included in the Article 40 in Indian Constitution, which states that the state shall take step to organize village panchayat. So, to realize the dream of Grama Swarajya of our father of our nation as Mahatma Gandhi ji, so the government of India adopted a direction was included in the Article 40. The method was given, the direction was the object, so the point was given in the Article 40 in our Indian Constitution, which states that which says that the state shall take steps to organize village panchayat, means to introduce the village panchayat as it is comes under governing. Okay, students, local government. So, directive principle of state policy, part 4, article 36 to 51. In that, it has been discussed about socialistic, Gandhian, liberal intellectual in Hindi. Okay, these are the important points, students. Before, no one was ready to accept that local government or to follow. So that because of that, what happened? The Britishers given more powers to in the year 1919 and 1935 to the local self-governing institutions in India. So to realize the dream of Mahatma Gandhi ji, father of our nation, Indian government adopted a direction was included in the Article 40. So in Indian Constitution, which states that, which says that the state shall take steps to organize village panchayat. It is nothing but, students, local government only. Okay, 73rd and 74th constitutional amendments, which came into effect in 1993, became the milestone in the history of Panchayat Raj system. 73rd and 74th institution, students, of amendments that is written in our Indian Constitution book, which came into effect in 1993, became the milestone in the history of Panchayat Raj system. To introduce this has become a main reason. So the Karnataka Panchayat Raj Act came into effect as per the 73rd amendment to the Indian Constitution in 1993, April 24th. So after that, in our state, in our Karnataka state, the Panchayat Raj Act was came into effect. As per the 73rd Amendment to the Indian Constitution in the year 1993, April 24. So you can see this as a image of 73rd Amendment Part 9, the Panchayats. Gram Sabha, body consisting of persons registered under electoral rolls relating to a village comprised within the area of Panchayat at the village level. See here, 3-tier local self-government. Here 3 tiers are there of self-government, that is district level, intermediate level, village level. So in our constitution, so seats in proportions to population filled by direct elections, composition, and audit maintains of account and auditing. So students, here this is the image of that 73rd Amendment. So according to that, the Panchayat institution of a self-government for rural areas, in that it has been written about the Panchayat Raj system. The reservation in this is 1/3 for women seat in proportions to ST and STs also. In that it is compulsory to have 1 woman also in that Panchayat Raj system. So Finance Commission is review financial position division of collected taxes, duty, tolls and fee between state and Panchayat, or this is duty of Financial Commission. And powers here is implemented scheme for economic development and social justice for matters in 11th schedule living, and collect taxes, duties, tolls and fees. These are all about the 73rd Amendment, the rules and regulation according to, if we are following that 73rd Amendment, these are the rules and regulations which should be followed. Okay, as per the amendment from Article 243 to 243(0) of Schedule 9th Panchayat Raj system is in detail. This is a detail of 73rd Amendment of Part 9. Okay, the Panchayat, it's all about Panchayat. So now let us see what is there in 74th Amendment. Provides the constitutional status to civic administration. So in 73rd we saw that about it is all about the Panchayat Raj system, and the in details it has been given how to run the government, Panchayat. So now let us see, the 74th Amendment provides the constitutional status to civic administration. In Schedule 9th A, article from 243P to 243ZG detail the civic administration, about the civic. Okay, maintenance and all about the economics, and this has been given detailed in 74th Amendments. So in the post-independence period, to establish and strengthen local bodies, the Karnataka state government was introduced the Panchayat Raj Act in 1983, and it came into effect in 1985. In the post-independence, students, okay, after independence period, to establish the strengthen power to the local bodies, the Karnataka state government was introduced the Panchayat Raj Act in 1983, and it came into effect, introduced in the year 1985. Okay, so what is local government? The democratic institution at the grassroots level helps to solve local problems at the local level with the cooperation and involvement of the people is known as local government. Students got it? What is the meaning of local government here? The meaning of local government is the democratic institution, the government which is run by the people by electing their representative by giving the vote. So at the grassroots, okay, at the root level helps to solve local problems, which helps to solve the local problems of a people of a local level with the cooperations, with cooperating, okay, and involvement of the people is known as local government. You can see, students, these are the government in Panchayat in the villages, how the Panchayat was. They used to sit under a tree and they used to discuss with all the members of the village. They were all gathered, sat together, and they will discuss about their problems. Right? I think you have been seen. So these are nothing but local government. What is local government? You can see here, students, this is the way they used to sat in a panchayat, as they are sitting under the tree. So they all have been gathered and they all are discussing about their problems. These are nothing but local government. Local government, they are in their locality, they will solve the problems, they will listen each other's problem. They all the involvement is there of people and they discuss. And one member of women should be compulsory, the member of a panchayat. There are 5 members in panchayat student. Okay, the one should be compulsory woman. And now let us see. Local self-government became the basis for the decentralizations of people. So here student, these are the form of local government. Here they all are like circled. So they will listen each other and these are nothing but they will involve in each other. So now let us see. The Karnataka Panchayat Raj Act was framed as per the 73rd Amendment to the Indian Constitution in 1993. The Panchayat Raj system, as we have introduced in our Karnataka, was framed according how it has been framed by as per the 73rd Amendment, as per the Panchayat Raj system, okay, to the Indian Constitution in the year 1993. As per 73rd Amendment, it has been framed. Which constitution, students? Karnataka's Panchayat Raj Act. So next we have, that is, this was renamed as Karnataka Grama Swaraj and Panchayat Raj Act in 1993, in Act of 1993 in 2015. After, firstly, it has been named as Karnataka Panchayat Raj Act. After, it has been renamed in the year 2015 as Karnataka Grama Swaraj and Panchayat Raj Act. So the Karnataka Grama Swaraj and Panchayat Raj Act 1993, this is the image of that duplication copy is there, students, of Karnataka Raj Panchayat system. So Karnataka Act number 14 of 1993. So IAS amended by Act number 44 of 2015. This is the image of duplicate copy of the Karnataka Swaraj Panchayat Act system. Okay. So Karnataka Local Authorities Prohibitions of Defections Act and 1987, Karnataka Act number 20 of 1987. So this is a image of Karnataka Grama Swaraj and their act. So the objectives of the local government. What are the objectives? Now let us see. First, to involve the local people in solving the problems of their own locality. The main importance, the objectives of here, what they used to want, that to involve the local people in solving the problems of their own locality. This was the main objective of local government. As you can see, steps: say the problems without blame. Think of solutions safe and respectful. Explore consequences. What would happen if? Pick the best solution. Make your own plan. Problem here is the steps of local government, how they used to solve the problem. Firstly, without blame they will solve. Safe and respectful. What could happen if? Make your own plan. And this is you can see the images there. The screwdriver, these are the electric equipments. These are used to, like these, they used to solve the problems. They all help each other. That means to provide the knowledge of administration to common people. The main another objective of this is to provide administration knowledge to the local people. For example, students, if some people, as you can see in our locality or in our society nowadays also, few are not knowing the administration rules and regulation of constitution. Because of that, they are facing many problems. They are tolerating, they are getting torturing, then also they are quiet because they don't know the administration. So the objectives, the objectives of this is another, to provide the knowledge of administration to the common people. To help in decentralizing powers and make the administration more efficient. The another objectives are to help in decentralizing powers and make administration more efficient. The another objectives of this is to decentralize powers, decentralizing the powers and to make the administration more efficient, more effective. So the decentralization, the next step for humanity, it is the next step for humanity is So student, this is the third objective of local government, to help in decentralizing powers and make administration more efficient, more important. So now next, fourth objective is to train or develop leadership qualities among people at the grassroots level. So the another fourth objective in this is to train or develop leadership qualities among people at the grassroots level. So the main another objective is to develop leadership students, right? So they can take their own decision like this. In this local government student, one the leader will be there, so they take all of them. This is a grassroots level like this. From the end they take all together, and with the leadership qualities they will handle it all. Okay, next we have, that is to maintain and functions of local self-governments. To maintain the governments of the whatever functions is there. Here it is a place to maintain panchayat property, it is grama panchayat karyalay, and here is also the same. So these are the offices of local self-government. To prepare the annual budget of local body. Next is to prepare annual budget of the local body. So if we want to do something, or if we want to develop the area, so it is compulsory to have budget. So by having the leadership quality, the leader will do everything. And to understand health and family welfare programs. From this we get that to undertake health and family welfare programs. These are the programs which has been taken. For example, these are the situations. Poor, they cannot afford students. So because of that, the local self-government provide the medical facilities also, and for welfare programs also for the poor peoples. The persons those are living in a village, those are enabled to. So these are the important things, important points of local government students. To plan and undertake the developmental works like laying of roads, electrifications, housing, and supply of drinking water, etc. As I said, you students, as local government will be saying all about budget, and because of what, they will not take for their use. They will help with that to you only by providing you facilities like electrifications, housing, supply of drinking water, and laying of roads. These are the plans they will do for sake of peoples only. Here you can see the images like this electricity for because of some natural disaster, the electricity will be gone. So because of this, what the electric shock will be there, and because of that the connections will be destroyed. So that it will be, if they have the budget, with that they will provide you everything. And to plan and undertake development, housing, and supply drinking water, as I said you, these are the methods, these are the programs they used to provide you drinking water facilities and all. To encourage and implement the primary, secondary, adult, and informal education programs. The another thing is they provide you to encourage and implement the primary, secondary, adult, and informal education programs. They also provide you education. Nowadays it comes under basic necessities. So to encourage and implement primary and all, so they will also provide education, not of all about ages. For example, there is no age for education, right students? All those who are interested, whether either they may be old, or we should not see their age. If they are willing to learn, so we should give them education. This is nothing but giving education, informal education programs. So to maintain cleanliness and sanitation of the area. Another important thing is to maintain cleanliness and sanitation of the area. That is better sanitations, personal hygienic, kitchen management, solid waste management, safe water. This is known as swastha. Swastha means health. Okay, these are the points we should maintain. Better sanitation they will provide, safe water, personal hygiene, kitchen management, solid waste management. So to maintain cleanliness, students look for a dustbin. It is there. So we should throw whatever we have, the dust and all, in dustbin only. Reuse recycled paper. Cleanliness is an effortless exercise. Just do not litter around. Just do not litter around. So we should keep our places surrounding clean, so that it will be good for our health also, students, isn't it? So it is never too late, start today. So look for a dustbin and reuse recycled paper. Your hesitation is costing much. We should not hesitate for anything. Do not hesitate to stop someone littering. Someone is doing or someone is doing bad things. If you are hesitating to say them, no, you should not. You should Tell them if the place is they have given to throw the whatever dust is there into the dustbin, if they are throwing outside only, you should do not hesitate for telling them. So clutter on the table, it is a sign of confusion and choose. So we should keep the table also clean. This is nothing but all. For example, if we keep the things like that only, so what happened? Confusion will be there. These are nothing but students. We should maintain cleanliness and sanitation of the area. So to provide all sorts of pollutions and to provide better health facilities. The main intention of this is to prevent all sorts of pollution. As we have air pollution, water pollution, these all are about they destroy our health, and to provide better health facilities. So because of that, they will provide us better health facilities also, and they all sorts of prevent from all sorts of pollution also. To provide facilities for the distribution of essential commodities like food grains, kerosene, etc. Students, as you know, the people's below poverty line, that is the ration card, they will provide you ration, right? Every 1 month, I think so, once in a month. So they will provide you rations like kerosene, food grains, etc. As those who are people, those who are below poverty line, right? BPL card. So they will provide you food also, facilities also. This was provided by the government only to ensure or to promote registration of birth and details. And they also provide you the birth if you are living in born in a place. So they will provide you. So what they will provide, that is the whatever facilities is there, they will provide you because of that registration. To encourage agriculture, animal husbandry, khadi and handicraft industries. And they also encourage you for agriculture, animal husbandry, khadi is a product like wheat, jawar and all. So handicraft industries, they also provide you for this also. Students, this you can see on the image, they will provide you like this. So sustainable agriculture, the status of farm mechanizations of India. So nowadays for agriculture also we are using machines and all. Students, that is a very we can say that is developing or progressed, right? So this is all about encouraging the agriculture, animal husbandry and handicraft, etc. So how we are encouraging animal husbandry? We are farming is there of you can see here fishes is there, and silkworm is there, cows, sheep. These are the all forms of about animal husbandry. So these are all about khadi products. For example, students from plants also, we all from plants only we are getting clothes and all. These are nothing but a type of cloth we wear, right? This is nothing but khadi. So they are encouraging the khadi industries also, and these are the things we used to make by hand, handicrafts. Okay, handicraft industries. You can see these are the things which is available by hand. These are nothing but handicraft industries, so they are encouraging for this also. Next, we have to undertake the programs for conservation of soil, water and forest, and they have also taken the new programs for conservation of soil also. As you can see, students, many of them have been started irrigation facilities also, government, and also dams for conserving water, forest and soil. These all comes under they are conserving the programs for water, soil and forest. So next we have to undertake the programs for conservation of soil and water. You can see these are the conservation process. Okay. To undertake the programs of soil, you can see they are checking for the plants also, and what they are doing for conserving the soil and forest, they are all doing the programs. To execute the agriculture extension programs to help the farmers, and they have given also the programs for the extension, for expanding programs for the farmers to support them. These are nothing but expanding programs. So to execute agriculture extension programs to the other farmers also, and for the ladies, those who are uneducated sitting at home, for them also they are providing programs and all. So major achievements of Ministry of Women and Child Development. These are for the child and women development. These programs has been taken or came into introduce to plan and implement the welfare schemes for the benefit of SC, ST, weaker sections, women and children. They have also programmed and given the program and all for the welfare schemes for the benefit of SC/ST weaker sections of society and women and children. For women also and for children also, you can see it is available to you on the screen. These are the programs they have been undertook by the government for the sake of the people, to collect taxes, fees and penalties. So they will collect taxes, that is land tax, road tax and all, for domestic water service bill. These all taxes, fees and penalties for your sake only they will collect, and for your facilities and for your sake only they will use that money. And to identify the beneficiaries for the various and welfare programs of the government, to identify the beneficiary benefits for the various welfare and programs of the government, as they will be provide adult allowances monthly basis 500 taka. Adult allowance have been paid to 31,50,000 adults. So this is all about the programs of the government which they are providing to us. So to identify the beneficiary for the various programs is welfare programs. As you can see, these are the people those are enabled to do everything. For them also they have been provided. So we have learned all about the students' objectives and importance, meaning of what local self-government. In the next class, we are going to learn about source of income. So if you have any questions or doubt relating to this topic, you can ask me and in WhatsApp. So thank you for watching my video, students.